a tigress doesn't stop being a tigress once she has cubs. She has to be more of a tiger.
Even more aggressive.
And everything.
Right, yes.
So whenever I have to travel for work, the first question my son will ask is Dad going to be here? And more often than not, that is the case because he sees it as a gender neutral thing.
What is every day? आज खाने में क्या? आज खाने में क्या? आज खाने में क्या?
It's unnecessary.
Yeah. So
I won't call it friction. So at any given point of time, we will have a 1 week menu planned at home. Our partners can bring such value to the table if only we let them. We don't let them. Work from home can become a more acceptable.
And I think that is so important because unless and until that support system is not there, not just from your family but also from the corporates, also from the organizations where you're working, such policies are not there. There are some women who will actually never be able to get back to work,
and also,
which is so sad.
One more thing, Harpreet, I think there needs to be for children before they can go to school.
There
has to be like a
creche. But mummy की guilt का क्या करें?
It's like, is a tigress guilty when she goes out hunting and hides her cubs and goes? Is she guilty of what? I mean, what is her guilt? She's demonstrating how it is to live like a tiger. She needs to hunt for them as well. I encourage women to exercise because it makes them more resilient to the ravages of age, menopause and osteoporosis, and B, it gives you time with yourself. The juggle, the hustle is real and there's no point hiding it. It's very, very hard. When Indra Nooyi says you can't have it all. I mean, some days you're compromising here and some days you're compromising here. Sometimes you're like, okay, I'm not here with my kid.
Correct.
And it's just, it sucks.
Ask mommy anything, मम्मी को सब पता है, बस पासवर्ड याद नहीं रहता.
Indra Nooyi once said that women can't have it all. She said that women have to take tough decisions every day, and most of the time their biological clock and their career clock is never in sync. Well, I started my comedy career at an age where my biological clock, I think, was almost running out of batteries. And now I also see a lot of women and moms especially, breaking glass ceilings after their kids have grown up and their homes are all set and everything, and they're really doing well. So does that statement still hold true? And if it doesn't, is it really all hunky-dory? Or are we all doing it all and trying to juggle it all at the cost of losing our sanity? Let's find out today if moms can have it all in today's episode of Ask Mummy Anything. और आज इस टॉपिक पे बात करने के लिए मेरे साथ हैं एक वंडर वुमन, एक ऐसी महिला जिन्होंने इतना कुछ लाइफ में अचीव करा है, एंड अ लॉट ऑफ इट शी हैज एक्चुअली डन आफ्टर शी बिकेम अ मॉम. और उनकी अचीवमेंट्स की लिस्ट इतनी ज़्यादा है कि मैं उसे याद नहीं कर पाई, इसलिए आई एम गोइंग टू रीड इट आउट. और उनको देख के वाकई ये लगता है दैट मॉम्स कैन काइंड ऑफ हैव इट ऑल. सो लेट मी रीड आउट ऑल हर अचीवमेंट्स. शी इज़ अ फॉर्मर मिस इंडिया यूनिवर्स. शी इज़ एन एक्टर, पायलट, वॉइस ओवर एक्ट्रेस, a biker, a horse rider, a half marathon runner, social activist, health activist, fitness advocate, entrepreneur and co-founder of MobiFit, and has also been a part of politics briefly. She has been awarded the Zee Cine Critics Award for her role in Door in 2007, nominated for Filmfare OTT Awards for Best Supporting Actress for her role in the very popular drama series Paatal Lok. Her latest venture is Magucho. It's an diverse experiential curator and aggregator, and she has founded this company. And well, I almost missed one of her very big achievements. She's also a mother. और मैं ख़त्म करने से पहले आज सुबह मुझे कुछ लेटेस्ट इन्फॉर्मेशन मिली है, वो भी मैं बोल देती हूँ. Over the last 15 years, she has done her masters in political science. After that, she got her pilot's. After that, she got her pilot's license, enrolled in law school the year her son was born, and now she's also a lawyer. Oh my God, उनकी लिस्ट इतनी लंबी थी कि मेरा सांस फूल गया. It gives me immense joy to welcome to my podcast the very charming, the very talented Gul Panang.
Thank you, Harpriya, for a very, very, how shall I say, overwhelming introduction. Thank you for that.
It's amazing to have you here. It's my honor to have you at my podcast. It's really lovely. And
Thank
yes,
you, Harpriya.
आपका जो इंट्रोडक्शन था, माशाल्लाह, इतना खूबसूरत इंट्रोडक्शन था, मेरा सांस फूल गया. बट आई हैव टू आस्क यू वन क्वेश्चन, गुल. कोई ऐसा काम है जो आपने नहीं करा या आप नहीं कर पाई? क्योंकि लिस्ट बहुत लंबी है करने वाले की.
वो लिस्ट भी बहुत लंबी है. मतलब
Oh my God,
ख्वाहिशें तो
really?
इतनी होती है ना इंसान की, हम इतना कुछ करना चाहते हैं, हम इतने ड्रीम्स हैं जिनको मैं तो गोल्स में कन्वर्ट करके उनको चेज करती हूँ. बट देयर सो मच टू डू. आई थिंक as my dad always says, every day is a new challenge.
Yes.
Something new to be done, something more to be achieved.
Wow,
तो
amazing.
कुछ नया रोज करना है और कुछ नया रोज सीखना है.
वाह. देखो गुल, आपकी personality, you're this lovely, magnanimous, larger than life person. You're this charming, talented, and such a cultured person, such a down to earth person. It speaks volumes about your childhood and the way you've been brought up. So tell us, what made you the girl that you are?
Firstly, thank you again for your very kind words. I'm extremely humbled. I think जो आर्म फोर्सेस में मेरी परवरिश हुई, मैं तो ये कहूँगी 99% श्रेय जो मैं आज हूँ, जो कुछ भी हूँ, बड़ी छोटी हस्ती, वो मेरी फ़ौज में परवरिश की वजह से मैं वहाँ तक पहुँची हूँ. और फ़ौज में परवरिश जो हुई वो हुई, पर अपने पिता की बेटी बॉर्न होने के नाते मुझे बहुत फ़ायदे हुए.
Wow.
बिकॉज जो मेरे फादर हैं वो एक रोल मॉडल हैं, और उनकी बेटी बनना मेरे लिए आई फील एक सौभाग्य की बात है. मैं एक मतलब बड़ा भाषण नहीं दे रही हूँ, बट let me break it down into
Yes.
why being part of an armed forces family
I
and
absolutely
being
agree.
my father's daughter has been the greatest gift that I could ever have gotten in life. Because he taught me from a very early age, you should always choose to be a role model. Way before there were influencers and opinion makers. You must always conduct yourself in a manner which is role model worthy, because you don't know who's watching and getting inspired by you.
Wow.
And this is way before I became Miss India or anything like that. So you don't know where you are, where someone will look at you and say, that's how you should do this. That's how you should walk. That's how you should talk. That's how you should run. So I remember I started running every day as part of life. Not by choice. My father made me do it.
Even before you were married?
At 12.
Oh, at 12. Oh, wow.
Age 12 was when I was
Fantastic.
first sent out, go run.
Yeah.
And I was like, why other kids are sleeping? I had to wake up half an hour early
Really?
and be running. And I would go hide behind bushes where they couldn't see me. My mom and dad would go for their walk.
Huh.
And then, you know, then a lot of my dad's and mom's social circle in the forge,
Haan ji.
colleagues would say, Beta, so smart, you're running.
Haan.
And I was like, oh, you know, there's an
I'm being
outward
noticed.
impact of what you do inwardly. And sometimes that can be a driver till you're able to find reason enough to do it inwardly.
Yeah.
And I think I began running, and, you know, I began to be the kid who parents would point out and say, Dekho, wo daudne jati hai subah.
Wow.
As when I was 12.
Amazing.
Unfortunately or fortunately, it was institutionalized when I was 15. 12 to 15, I tried to dodge it.
Huh.
I was fairly inconsistent. But by 15, it was regimented.
Yes.
There was no escape.
I can totally
So
agree
I think
to that.
that really, I think also pursuing fitness from a young age is character building.
Yeah.
Because you got to do something whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
And it's not for results. You're doing it as a habit.
Of course.
So you only realize the benefits of good brushing teeth. Brushing teeth rather.
When you have teeth till 90.
Exactly. It's not like, why are you continuing to brush? You know,
Absolutely.
It's the effect of it is known much later.
Yeah.
So the armed forces gave me a very well-rounded upbringing. Being my father's daughter gave me a phenomenal edge in life. And I think also being exposed to so many diverse things
Yes.
that
Yes.
us 4G kids are able to do. You know, we can
Absolutely.
play
Couldn't agree
badminton,
more.
tennis, squash, we ride horses, we swim, we
You're a
shoot.
rider as well.
I have had my fair share of equestrian
Wow.
exposure. So I've been able to do so much because of the armed forces. And what keeps you grounded at the end of the day is because you realize that everything is transient. All that matters is how you made somebody feel. You're not going to be remembered for
Amazing.
how much money you made. Chances are that money will be fought over by people after
their
you're
children.
gone. But I think what people will remember is that, you know, you had time for them. You took a moment to be there for them and also exhibit thought leadership whenever there's an opportunity.
Amazing. I couldn't agree more, because I'm myself an army officer's daughter and now an army officer's wife. And my dad has also been a sports person, and he's been a rider, he's been a sports person for the country. And I've seen that in the family, the importance of sports, you know, the importance of a discipline. You know, वो लोग मजाक बड़ा उड़ाते हैं कि आपकी तो बहुत discipline वाली
हाँ,
जिंदगी होगी, मगर वो discipline वाली
ही तो है.
हाँ, मैं कहती हूँ कितने लोग हैं जो बहुत इंटेलिजेंट, बहुत ब्रेनी हो सकते हैं, लेकिन अगर उनकी लाइफ में डिसिप्लिन नहीं है तो वो लाइफ में कुछ कर नहीं पाते हैं. या अगर आप
Absolutely. I
so
couldn't agree
that
more.
discipline is as important as you being talented and you being
I
intelligent.
think more,
and,
Harpriya, more. I'll tell you why. Because you're motivated not every day.
Of course.
So how do you keep doing what you have to do without motivation?
Yeah, that
It's
persistence.
that's discipline.
Absolutely.
And the results of discipline are in the discipline itself.
Yes.
The fact that you pursue the process.
Absolutely.
And the process is more important than the outcome. You have
Absolutely.
which is why the means are also equally important. I mean, it's not great that you reach and achieve a great end. What were the means you use to get that end?
I so agree. And once my daughter, when I started out comedy, and comedy is also like you really have to be persistent. You go on
Yeah.
stage, हर रोज बेइज्जती हो रही है, फिर वापस आ रहे हो, कोई नहीं हंस रहा, फिर जा रहे हो, फिर आ रहे हो. It's like a journey of consistent humiliation that you go through. So my daughter would tell me, and sometimes you would give up कि यार हो नहीं रहा, whatever, it's taking time. So my daughter once said this very interesting thing. She said, "Mama, your persistence to pursue your career will make it happen for you." So I found it so amazing that that's true. Persistence is really key.
Yeah,
That you need to be out there, keep
Doing
going
it
back
again and again and again and again. Long after it stops being exciting, interesting.
Absolutely. So agree with you. Tell me, Gul, I know a lot of things you've been doing. Of course, you were Miss India Universe much before, and you started your acting career also before you got married. But there are a lot of things that you pursued, you began after you got married, after you became a mom. In today's day and age, a lot of young women I meet, they say that, we don't want to get married or we don't want to have children. अभी तो हमारा काम करने का time है, ये कर लेंगे. Because I know that's also the conditioning. They've seen it with their moms. They've seen it in their families. कि अगर हम शादी अभी कर ली तो मेरा तो career का ये मेरा promotion होने वाला, ये भी delay हो जाएगा, बच्चा हो गया तो वो भी delay हो जाएगा. So tell me, how does a person like you, motivate these young women? What can you say to those women to say कि नहीं भाई कर सकता है? Like of course in my family I've seen यार हम लोग अपनी moms को careers छोड़ो, hobbies तक के लिए time नहीं मिला. To pursue their hobbies also after they've had kids. It's been difficult. It's not an easy journey at all. But you have gone out and done so much after not just being married, after being a mom. And tell me firstly, क्या आपने as a mother उसके बाद करा और कैसे करा? What is the message you can give to mothers?
I think what I did is probably lesser important. I think what's important is the why. It's really important for us to always have our own identities. You look at a tigress. She doesn't stop being a tigress because she got cubs. She has to show the cubs what it's like to be a tiger. And if she can't demonstrate that, then she's not a good enough tiger.
Wow.
So a tigress doesn't stop being a tigress once she has cubs. She has to be more of a tiger.
Even more aggressive.
And everything.
Right, yes.
So you have to show your children the path. You have to show, as a parent, you can't stop being who you are. While of course your child is an extension of who you are and is a part of who you are. It's literally a physical part of you. But having said that, it's also important to, you're also building future human beings and how they will view their lives and the lives of their partners. The kind of respect, the kind of regard they're going to have for their partners. And I mean, as is raising a son, I think it's also important for him to know that mom is who she is.
Yeah.
One part of her is she's an actor, but she does multiple other things. Whenever I have to travel for work, the first question my son will ask is Dad going to be here? And more often than not, that is the case because he sees it as a gender neutral thing.
Yeah.
Or sometimes when my husband is leaving, traveling on work and he's back maybe 2 days later, the first question my son will ask is mom here?
Yeah.
Because for him, it's dad travels, mom travels, one of them is going to be there with me.
Yeah. One of them will take on.
I think that's important. And I also feel a lot of the conditioning that we have is what holds us back.
Yes.
We want to be the perfect homemakers while also trying to, in a way, live up to our dreams professionally or in other pursuits. I mean, every dream doesn't have to be professional.
I think by default anyway,
there could be purpose.
Yeah, purpose. Absolutely.
What is your purpose in life?
What is your purpose?
We are conditioned to give up that purpose once we have children. And society conditions us. And I think that conditioning, which is largely self-inflicted, is what holds us back. Because we stop being tigers the moment we have children. We become like domesticated cows.
Yeah.
Not even cats. Cats still go about doing their own thing. We stop from tigers. We, instead of being tiger moms, which has a different connotation altogether, not going down that. But we stop being who we are.
Yes.
And some of us, I'm not saying everybody does that.
I know.
Some people, and it is a struggle because the conditioning is so overwhelming.
And I think that conditioning is what prevents these young women who've not yet married or not had children to stop to
even
ye hona chahiye.
Imagine it.
To even imagine
and
it.
what you can't imagine, you can't achieve.
You can't do.
So you have to first be able to imagine that, okay, there are going to be changes in my life.
Yeah.
There are going to be dramatic changes in my life.
Need to figure it out.
But we'll figure it out. But if I want to go there, maybe the path won't be like this. Maybe it'll be like this. And maybe it'll be with a backpack with a child on my back, right?
Yeah.
But I've got to do what I've got to do. But the conditioning and the limitation that is so self-imposing is so strong.
Yeah.
And we have to fight it at every level. The need to want to do everything yourself, for instance.
Yeah. I think that whole...
That's the kind of pressure women are living under. सब कुछ करके मतलब...
और सब कुछ खुद करना है. मतलब आउटसोर्स भी नहीं करना.
So
सब कुछ ये कमरा भी खुद बनाना है, खाना भी मैंने बना के जाना है, वो करना. We are so conditioned to, finish everything ourselves कि मेरे सामने हो जाए, मैं ही रख जाऊँ.
Control freaks, na? It's the only environment we can control because everything else is outside our control. Something very interesting, a friend of mine said her son and her sons and my son are in the same class. She has twin boys. And she says, every time I have to leave the house, it's an obstacle course.
Oh.
ये भी करना, and dad just walk out with the keys. Now, the thing is, that obstacle course could potentially be divided, firstly. And secondly, it doesn't need to be an obstacle course. We just need to prioritize what's important. Is it important that on your way out, you just quickly fix that cushion and go? No, it isn't. But we do it and we add those 10 seconds to our obstacle course. Right? I mean, what could be a 2-minute exit from the house because you want to fix something like that and then fix that also and give this also. Those are actually stress responses.
Yeah.
Because you're so overwhelmed trying to do everything that you want to do.
Yeah.
That you want to try and show exercise of control through small little adjustments like, okay, this can be like this.
Yeah. I'll give you a small example of just today morning. I have a help who will come and take the clothes out of the machine and put it out for drying. But I know that some of the clothes are colored and I don't want it to be in the sun. So, jate, I actually ran back. I put those clothes in the shade and left.
Purely self-inflicted. But there are workarounds to that. What I would do, what I've learned to do is not maybe put out the colored clothes today for wash. Hold them back, hide them. So they don't by mistake go. So, I take care of my clothes.
Yeah.
If there's something that doesn't need to go into the machine or needs to be washed separately, I'll just put them separately.
Yeah,
not
do
put
it
them.
another day.
Because,
exactly.
And then also to some extent, worst case scenario mapping.
Yeah.
क्या हो जाएगा?
और हम
वो map out करके,
I think
we think I want to do this. What will happen if what I want done doesn't happen the way I want it done?
Yeah, exactly.
कयामत तो नहीं आ जाएगी ना?
नहीं आ जाएगी. And I think we as women, we cannot give up that whole thing.
We catastrophize without seeing the end catastrophe.
Yeah.
If you're able to end catastrophe then you're like, ठीक है.
हो गया,
okay,
big
no
deal.
bad.
एक दिन नहीं हुआ.
What's the worst thing that happened? कप टूट जाएगा. एक outfit पे रंग लग जाएगा.
क्या हो
In the
जाएगा?
bigger scheme of things, does it matter? So, or as we say in the armed forces, collateral damage. It's collateral. Although actually we don't say it, our armed forces, the Israeli forces and the American forces believe in the policy of collateral damage. We don't.
Oh.
We try and minimize and eliminate any kind of collateral damage in our ops.
देखो.
But imagine if you were an Israeli and American army person. Collateral damage, baby.
Yeah, हो गया. बस हो.
So it's
done.
okay.
It's done.
It's the part of being a tiger.
Like my dad says, आग लग जाएगी क्या?
अगर लग भी गई तो क्या होगा? क्या जो चीजें काम की नहीं वही जलेंगी. I think you have to see the end game of something that's causing you stress.
Absolutely.
What is the worst case scenario that's going to happen?
I understand.
Map it out and then say, fine, I'm prepared for it.
Yeah. And I'll give you another example. Sometime back, I was out of station and my husband was home. So something happened and my mother-in-law was here to take over. So she said that she didn't know how to...
Is that your mother-in-law or mother?
That's my mom and my nanny. My mom and my nanny. That's 4 generations in the picture.
Oh, wow. What a
my
lovely
daughters.
picture.
Yes. So my mother-in-law went to my husband and she said कि वो machine मेरे तो नहीं चल रही, कि वो आके कर दे. And he was in the middle of something important. He said, Mama, मेरे को इतना important काम करना है, मैं machine चलाऊँ आके. And Mama said, हाँ ठीक है. And she went away. But I'm just thinking that the same thing, अगर वो हमारे पास कोई आता,
you would have stopped an important work.
Stopped everything.
Exactly.
And gone और machine चलानी
Which brings me back to prioritization and compartmentalization.
Yes.
It's not like I get it right all the time, but I work hard at prioritizing and compartmentalizing.
Yeah.
So if something, there's a very old Stephen Covey time management quadrants, right? Urgent and important, That's number one.
Yes.
Number two is urgent but not important, which still has to be done but without
ठीक है, हो
application
जाएगा.
of mind.
Exactly.
Then there's important but not urgent.
हाँ.
And then there's not urgent, not important.
हाँ.
So at the back of my head, I'm trying to map all of that.
हाँ.
So like today's vet visit
Yes.
is in the important but not urgent.
Yes.
And it's been mapped out for about a month कि मुझे ये करना है before it becomes a catastrophe.
Yes.
And my dog is really, really sick and then I have to rush stopping everything. It becomes a box one item when it's an urgent and important.
Yes.
So the idea is to just map out a little beyond
Prioritize,
today
yes.
so that there's nothing in your box one item except for like
Yes.
actually turning up at this podcast.
I think, yes.
I mean,
absolutely.
That's what I have to do, but I shouldn't have to do 40 things.
Yeah.
in
And I
the
think
process.
also it is, one thing is that, of course, prioritize. The other thing is, again, that conditioning and that expectation. Like I would...
तो expectation
हाँ,
self-inflicted भी है.
self-inflicted भी है, of course.
And then उस conditioning से sorry to interrupt,
हाँ.
you condition other person also.
हाँ.
And then his or her expectations.
It's a cycle.
vicious cycle.
It's a vicious
because
cycle.
you come with conditioning baggage,
Yes,
you then
we
go
need to cut it off somewhere.
We operate a certain way which conditions our partners.
Yes.
And then partners begin to have their own expectations.
कि अब तो I'm not supposed to do this at home and she's been
It's
doing
not
it
just
and all
home, it's
of
about
that.
everything. I mean, I want to flip it on a different side. Talk about like in a family, I often hear this terrible thing that my money is my money, his money is our money. How is that fair? We want equality,
Yes.
and we want parity.
I've said that
But-
jokingly as well in one of my reels.
I probably did when I was like 25, but now I'm so embarrassed that I would speak like that.
Yes.
Because why is it fair and how is it fair that the disproportionate burden of building the house, running the house
Is
should only
on the
come with the
man.
man?
Yeah.
And if he is taking it, then we must do our partnership duties as well. And if you are somebody who works and is able to bring something back home, financially, then you should contribute to
That should be contributed to the family income. Absolutely.
Why is the burden only on him?
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
So from the day he's born, he's brought up to grow up and support a family. We're not brought up like that. That burden being put on the young man's shoulders is unfair. And because he comes with his set of conditioning, we come with our set of conditioning, it becomes like a lethal mix.
Yes.
But if you start a relationship and choosing the right kind of partner for that, for all the girls out there, I think
It's so important.
firstly, for all the women out there, raising boys is really important. As well as raising girls. We
Girls.
shouldn't raise our daughters to be entitled
No, not
princesses.
at all. Absolutely.
Who's,
And I think
who,
that
who
whole,
should be like, you have to be looked after.
No, absolutely. And I think that even there, the whole feminism thing is taking somewhere down the line. It's some things are taking an ugly turn, which is not there. I tell my daughters, I said, raise your voices for the right reasons, and not just because you're a woman. Ye bhi entitlement, wo bhi entitlement. No,
You have to.
I said you have
to be firstly capable
Yeah.
of standing on your own feet.
Absolutely.
Whether you choose to exercise that or not is a collective decision
Yes.
you and your partner must make.
Yes, absolutely.
Because it's a life journey, right? It's not like I want to do this and to have with everything else. Everything is a collaboration.
Yes.
And in a collaboration, it's always a two-way street.
Yes, absolutely. And you, as a partner, I mean, as a woman, you need to choose where you need to draw your line. कि ये अगर cooking, just for example, आजकल कि वो लड़के नहीं कर रहे तो मैंने कहा cooking is a skill that you need to know to survive a
Yet
little
the
bit.
best chefs in the world are men.
Men?
Supposedly.
Yes, absolutely. And I said, why not? I mean, don't take everything to that thing. Ki just because I'm a girl, I don't want to learn this because I've been learning this for all these years now.
But
I
here's
want to
a
stop.
contra opinion, right? When you stop seeing cooking as a chore,
It's when it gets better.
it gets better.
Of course.
So and the
And
men
that
who
is why I
become
think
chefs
that is why I
are
think
not
men are
seeing it as a
chefs.
chore.
Same.
They see it as a skill.
Of course. And that is why the men who are chefs are the better cooks, I mean, women, it's
I don't know if they're
again...
better, it's just that women haven't approached it as a skill.
हाँ.
They see it as a necessity.
chore,
As
कि
a
करना
party,
है.
तुम्हें करना ही करना.
करना
So,
है.
in
And you must-
lockdown, when we did division of duties, Harpriya, I was so upset that I had to cook. Because I was the only one who could cook.
Yeah.
And, for the first 2-3 weeks, it was a bit of a...
Yeah.
Every time I had to get into the kitchen, I was to be angry.
Ah.
And then my husband and I sat down and he's like, you know what? Why are you making it so difficult?
Ah.
Let's plan the ingredients. Let's plan a menu.
हाँ.
And we planned a 2-week menu basis which we would go shopping.
Huh.
And back then during the lockdown in Bombay, there were only shops would open every alternate day.
Correct.
So we would plan a menu that would make us more informed shoppers rather than going crazy. Buy. So we began menu planning and we would plan like a 10-day menu. And then that
That's
just
amazing.
made everything organized, and that is a learning we've taken
Yeah.
forward today as well.
Wow.
So at any given point of time, we will have a 1 week menu planned
Yeah.
at home.
Yeah.
Whether we're making it ourselves or whether we are privileged enough to have help
Huh.
or the help's on leave,
Yeah.
whatever. The menu is set now. I mean, because I'm traveling coming weekend, I have set the menu till next Sunday.
Wow.
And today we're
Amazing.
on Wednesday.
Amazing. And the menu thing, by my husband
It's
also.
it's on the fridge.
That's amazing. My husband is also all for the menu thing, and he's like this hardcore Fauji because 3 years now he was living alone, so he had his boys to tell the menu. So now that he's got
But
back
mess,
home,
वहाँ पे तो mess होता है.
so now that he's home, he's trying to implement it. He's telling me every day. He said, "What is this every day? आज खाने
Yeah,
में क्या? आज
because
खाने में क्या? आज
it's
खाने
so-
में क्या?"
it's unnecessary.
Yeah. So
I wouldn't call it friction.
he would love
It's
to hear this.
Unnecessary mental load.
Mental load. Yeah, that's
You don't need to, mental load.
He tells the same thing.
It's not, and that's why, and I think that's why our partners can bring such value to the table if
Yes.
only we let them. We don't let them.
yeah, we don't.
And that's the
especially
problem, yeah.
especially when it comes to household chores and especially when it comes to the,
The
kitchen. I
house is a
think.
big animal, na?
Yeah,
वहाँ पे.
yeah.
I mean, it
उसमें-
encompasses so much.
I was just telling my husband, I said, let me handle my kitchen. I just told him this last night because he was like, why are you wasting so much time? Menu banao, lunch ka banao, dinner, एक दिन का menu तो बनाओ उसको और एक दिन पहले बताओ.
It's just so much easier if you have a menu.
Yes. And the whole day then you have switched off.
For
I
weeks.
agree.
I mean, I don't have to think about, and I also do the purchases before that. Now, so whatever I have to do online,
Organize. Yeah.
it's just there.
Yes. See, that is how we learn, I think, compartmentalizing and prioritizing again. Yes, again, like you're saying, I'm going to bring, now that we're talking about partners, you just said that, why are we not, giving them that credit? I agree with that. I mean, behind, like all successful, like they say, behind a successful man is a woman. I would say behind a successful woman also, there is a
Absolutely.
huge round of support system. And whether it's your partner, your boyfriend, your husband, or your family, your in-laws, anybody, that there is this whole thing. Are we not in this whole game of, like now women, we are empowering ourselves, we are achieving ourselves? I think like, are we really giving enough credit to that support, especially our partners, because they are our backbone and they are our biggest cheerleaders at the end of the day. I think most women, I would say married women especially, who are out there and doing it all, there is a husband who's supporting her like crazy. He's her biggest cheerleader. He's there to take care of the kids. He's there at the back end. Are we doing enough to give them the credit?
I think we should if we're not. And whether we're giving or not, Harpriya, that's an individual subjective response, right? I think all of us are, sometimes we don't let our partners rise to the occasion because we hold them back by our own conditioning and, trying to be super women. But I do believe that behind any kind of woman who's managed to do anything beyond, pull it off, do anything against the odds, there has to be not just one, but probably several very, very supporting men, including like their brothers or fathers or husbands.
Yes, of course.
So I feel choosing the right partner is a very, very important decision in a woman's life. And I know a significant majority of women will not have that choice in their lives.
Yes.
And I think we have to start moving towards a place where that, to begin, because that's going to be the single most important decision of your life.
Yes.
And
it
a lot of
changes-
times we don't have that choice.
You don't. And I think that changes the complete course of what your coming years are going to be, whether you, especially if you are slightly career oriented also, it completely changes the course of so
it's
many
not career
things.
oriented, purpose oriented.
Purpose oriented.
I mean,
yes.
Your career is a part of your purpose.
Yes.
Purpose is what you want to do with your life.
Yeah.
That's your purpose.
Yeah.
Of which there could be, you could want to be a great mother or a competent mother in my case. Great to have given up on long back. It's not going to happen. And I know as somebody who has multiple interests in life.
Absolutely.
Which currently, like for example, gardening. Whatever. What's your purpose, right?
Yeah.
It's not one thing. It's a multitude
So many
of things.
Yes.
And
yes.
I feel that is something that. But having said that, I think today we are coming to an era in our society where even when you've not been privileged enough to be able to exercise a choice and then subsequently even pay the price of it later sometimes.
Yeah.
I feel that there are opportunities to embark on a partnership where communication can bring about a sort of
A common ground.
A common ground, yeah. I mean, we are the flag bearers for women who probably don't have that agency in their lives.
Yeah.
And the ones who have lesser agency have to also find a way to exercise their their prerogatives.
Yeah, and I think because of
And they must be made, and I think their husbands are ready for it.
Yes, yes.
It's even, even if the partner has been chosen by your parents or whatever it may be. Increasing number of women are choosing their own partners. Having said that, it's a very small percentage of the larger number of women in the country.
Yeah.
Those who are listening to this podcast, I think a certain number would be choosing their partners.
Yeah.
And a certain number wouldn't be.
Yeah.
And for various other reasons. Sometimes you can't find the right person. And you tell your parents, find somebody for me.
Correct.
And then you trust their wisdom that they will find somebody who is matched
to
you. And then you have to have these frank conversations about what your shared vision for the future is.
Yeah. And I think because of all of this, even this, so many things that have changed, the traditional marriages, I think, are changing. The conventional way of marriage,
at least for the audience of this podcast,
is evolving for sure. It's evolving for sure. Women are, out there doing so many things that were unheard of before. I mean, nowadays I've seen so many moms breaking out and doing so much. Even in their 50s, I mean 60s.
Yeah, I don't think age is a barrier.
It is not a barrier
to
at
pursue
all.
Purposes. But I just want the listeners to be and the viewers to be cognizant that we're truly living a charmed life. I mean, you look at, I would say, 85 to 90% of India.
Yeah.
They don't have the access to the kind of choice that we have.
Yeah.
So we are in a very privileged position, and we must be cognizant of that privilege and use that privilege to be role models.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like you're saying, most of India is not that privileged. I want to bring out some stats here, which some of them really alarmed me. One was that 73% of Indian women leave their jobs after becoming moms, 50% of which to take care of children, 48% dropped out after within 4 months of returning to their work. And India has one of the most highly qualified, over-educated housewives in the world. So I was like, oh my God, okay, that's really alarming. And somewhere down here, like, you also been a social activist. You run an NGO by the name of Colonel Shamsher Singh, right? And that is doing work for gender equality as one of the things that it works for. So tell me, what, according to you, should be the changes that should come about in government policies, and what should be that one mandatory thing that must be there to help families function better, and childcare and women to get back with confidence. And I would say, like, for example, even here there are so many biases. Like, we have the maternity leave for a longer period. Some companies are also giving about up to 6 months or something, which is great, which again I think, but in a way, keeping in mind the economic empowerment and everything, but that maternity leave also kind of signifies subtly that, okay, the mom is supposed to take care of, whereas paternity leave सिर्फ 1 महीने की होगी, कई बारी तो 15 दिन की होती है सिर्फ, 15 days. So what needs to change? Because as long as I think if fathers also not given an equal number of or it should be divided कि ठीक है first 6 months उनको, उसके बाद father को दे रहे हो, so that the mother has the confidence and that her baby is taken care of for 1 year and then she can get back. So what are your views on that?
Firstly, with respect to the data, there are multiple interpretations to be taken from that, right? At the lowest strata, at the lowest socioeconomic strata of society, the casual laborer, the daily wage laborer with no job security, they literally have no option but to bring their kids to work. This morning I was running. In fact, I've seen this particular family of 4 for the last 3 days that I've been running. They probably have a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old, and they bring their kids to work. They're laborers. What do they do? So that woman, whether or not she's had a child, she has no option, because unless she's out there doing her day's work, she's not going to make money. And what I feel bad for is the kids that are not able to go to school. Eventually, I'm hoping that they'll make enough money that they will leave the kids behind with grandparents or something, and the kids will go to school. So the lowest socioeconomic strata does not get impacted by childbirth. It's those homes that have a second income, a primary income, earner, that can exercise this choice. Where there's no choice, you got to show up. I mean, there's just no other way.
Absolutely.
Your child is like literally 3 weeks old and he's on your back and you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I think with respect to the laws, be it the exact name is the the Maternity Benefit Act. I think the full nomenclature of the act is eluding me at this
Since
point.
you've just done law.
It's been 3 years, but one of the acts we studied,
Yes.
depending on
Yes.
the syllabus where you do your law from. I think the maternity benefit is largely in favor of women because the child is more dependent on the mother for the
course.
first few months. But you're right, as a society and as institutions, we need to see parenting as more gender neutral, especially after the child is 6 to 8 to 10 months old, right? And I think that in itself, from an institutional standpoint, needs to come. There has to be aggressive and positive intervention in policies, and we don't. I think it doesn't impact people till there is a hue and cry about it. Our prevention of sexual harassment at workplaces was an outcome of the Vishaka guidelines, which came as a result of the Vishaka case, which was a landmark case,
Yeah.
where a woman was raped and brutalized at work. At her work. She was an Anganwadi worker. Vishaka versus state of Rajasthan. But the thing is, when something happens, then there's a reaction. You have Vishaka guidelines. You have prevention of sexual harassment at workplaces.
Correct.
All of that. So, given that there's no catastrophe, how do we bring about this change?
Yeah.
Which is really, we were talking about Vishaka guidelines, and we were talking about Prevention of Sexual Harassment at Workplaces Act. I think that's why there has to be more affirmative action, both at the institutional level, at a government space, as well as
Yes,
in
definitely.
organizations. And one way
Policies
of
need
making
to come
sure, I think it's not just, the loss is not just for the woman, the loss is also for the organization. Because when someone reaches a particular level, whatever level they may reach,
Yeah.
after 6, 7, 8
Yeah.
years of work, they've learned
So
something.
much. Yeah.
And
yeah.
then they have to retrain a new person.
Yeah.
And in doing so, there's a cost incurred.
Yes.
I feel work from home can become a more acceptable way, and it is in a lot of good organizations.
Yeah, it has become so, especially
I
after
know,
COVID.
I know somebody who works for Mahindra.
Yeah.
She has 2 young twin boys.
Yeah.
She's very often,
Yes.
she's like, I'm unable to come into work today because my boys were sick or I didn't have any help today. And she leads the brand, and it's a very acceptable thing. There are a lot of supportive organizations that really, really support. And I think COVID has helped us transition to a
lot.
space where working from home is an acceptable reality.
And I think that is so important, because unless and until that support system is not there, not just from your family, but also from the corporates, also from the organizations where you're working, such policies are not there. There are some women who will actually never be able to get back to work,
And also,
which is
I
so
think
sad.
One more thing, Arpi, I think there needs to be for children before they can go to school. There has to be like a creche,
a daycare.
And that's really, really important.
Inside,
I mean,
some of them have started. I think some of the bigger companies have
it
started.
will happen slowly and suddenly.
slowly.
It does involve additional cost.
Yeah.
But
that's amazing.
That affirmative action has
feeding
to
room.
come from the ecosystem.
Ecosystem.
It can't be superimposed.
Yeah.
Government policies. We don't have enough women in politics.
Yeah.
How will anybody be thinking?
Decision making. Yeah.
So unless and until we have 50% women in politics, in representation as elected representatives, they're not going to think like women. So we are going to have to see a gradual journey to that end.
Yeah.
It's going to take some time. I was at a panel where I met some members of the European Parliament. And they were demanding a creche in the parliament because younger women are reaching out public office.
That's amazing.
And they don't want to be held back by their biological clocks. They're like, we're going to have our kids and we're going to do what we do. And we need for you to give us creche.
Yes.
A creche.
That is so brilliant,
So
because I think the first 3 years of a baby are
still challenging,
critical,
right?
yeah.
Even progressive nations like Germany and France are just about doing the bare minimum. But they're way ahead of us. So we first need more women in politics.
In the decision-making process, I
And
think
once
we need
women
more
are in the
women out there.
decision-making process,
Yeah.
it will be a 10, 15, 20-year process where we'll begin to see that happening.
Yes,
But
absolutely.
it starts with women being in decision-making process.
Yes,
in
it
processes.
starts. Wow, I think and that in itself needs creches and more. It's
Yeah.
a cycle that we can't break. Definitely. So I'm going to wrap up this soon, but I have one critical question that was actually coming from one of the audience. I'll take up the smaller questions there, but there was one very nice question, which is that why, when women want to get back to work after babies, it may be at any age that they want to get back, they are often told कि तुम्हें क्या जरूरत है, तुम्हें पैसे की क्या जरूरत है? Why is it that, and even if you say that I want to get back for the money, I want to get back so that there's a second income in the home, it's often looked at, look after your kids, doesn't matter क्या है, मतलब अपनी फैमिली से भी कभी कभी लोगों को सपोर्ट नहीं आती कि पैसे की क्या जरूरत है. So why is it that when a woman's income is actually a lot of, like you were saying, that even if she wants to, there are women now who are very happy, they have a solid second incomes, they're supporting and they're contributing to everything, but still it's not talked about. Still it's considered कि घर तो मर्द ही चला रहा है और ये जो कर रही है चलो हॉबी के लिए कर रही है या फिर चलो आ रहा है. Nobody is even, that income is not considered important, or it's like under the table कि हाँ ठीक है कुछ आ रहा है, no one wants to talk about it. It's not given that importance. So why is it कि अगर एक औरत पैसे के लिए भी काम करना चाहती है तो उसको why is she looked down upon?
Again, it goes back to the needs. I mean, if there's a critical need in the lower socioeconomic strata, that's not even a conversation. You've got to do it.
Of course, you've got to do it.
You've got to do it.
Again,
right?
you're right. It's more the educated, that's even worse.
It's where there's an element of choice, where you feel, okay, we'll have a little bit more disposable income if you worked. We can manage with a single income, but if we had a second income, it would be better. But where a second income is needed, there is no question. The woman has to contribute, whether she likes it or not. Maybe she may want to actually stay back. Maybe physically she's not capable of as yet going back, but she has to do it because there's no other way. Now, I think I don't think it's possible to divide and distinguish between the mother's role as a mother and her role as a member of the workforce. And it's children are going to only need her for a certain period of time. Once they no longer need her, they are going to make her redundant visibly and vocally, right?
Absolutely.
So for a woman, it's a double-edged sword, right? You put all your eggs in the basket, which is of child, and suddenly by age 10, they're like, go away.
Yeah.
I don't need you.
Yeah.
Shut the door in your face.
Yeah.
They start doing that. So I feel women, more than jobs, women need to find their purpose. Now, this is not a lofty response to what you just said. Women going back to work is a part of their larger purpose of feeling something
empowered. I think.
Of having agency and choice in their life.
Yes.
And if they want to use that time to just focus on raising their kids, then that's a call they take. But if they have to juggle the kids till the kids need them, because kids will certainly throw you out of their lives very shortly. I mean, it's happening earlier and earlier.
Yeah,
if one is to watch these new shows on OTT.
Tell me about it.
I think the juggle, the hustle is real, and there's no point hiding it. It's very, very hard. When Indra Nooyi says you can't have it all, you can't have it all. I mean, some days you're compromising here and some days you're compromising here.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're like, okay, I'm not here with my kid.
Correct.
And it's just, it sucks.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're doing probably less than efficient job at work because you're prioritizing the kid.
Yeah.
So there's always going to be a little bit of a seesaw happening. But it's only for a certain period. Now, can you keep yourself, from a skill standpoint, current and relevant so that you don't have to go back 10 years or 7 years to resume work again?
Yes.
Therein lies the hard work. Because a lot of women lose the spots they were at. Because other people have come and filled them.
Things have changed.
There's been a gap and the market has moved on.
And they've not been able to keep up to date.
So I think making sure that you keep yourself current in terms of what is the requirement of your job is really important. And in whatever capacity you're able to work. I mean, look, you've decided to have children, you might as well prioritize them.
Of course.
And if you've decided to prioritize them, then it doesn't mean they need you 24/7. They don't need you 24/7. I mean, they are going to be at school. They're going to be at daycare at some point of time. They're going to be in play school. You have to use that time to make sure that you remain abreast with what is happening at your workplace.
And you recognize your
either as a consultant or maybe learn a new skill. Get a new degree, get a new course.
Learn.
But it all comes down to what is your purpose in life.
Absolutely.
If you don't define that purpose, if your purpose is to be a mom, then that's a great purpose. But you have to define your purpose. And then find ways to compartmentalize and prioritize and then compromise.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, so in the end, I'm going to ask you that question once again with which we started. And that, can moms have it all? And sometimes, like we spoke about choices, but I do feel that sometimes we don't have the choice to make the choice that we've made. That's a fact of life. And keeping that in mind, let's wrap up with one line from you that can moms have it all?
I think women can have it all
Yeah.
if they have a village supporting them.
Yes.
And if when we lived in India, maybe our answer would have been different because we do have a village here. We have
Yes.
family, we have extended family to support us in what we
Yes.
do.
Yes.
And it is possible, but it takes a village.
It takes a village, not just to raise a child, but to raise a woman.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. So that was a wonderful round. And now, as the concept of this whole show is Ask Mummy Anything, I raised some questions to my audience through my Instagram account. So here are some questions from the audience. Let's hear your answers to that. One is, क्या मम्मी की गिल्ट कभी खत्म हो सकती है? The mom's guilt. One person wrote कि अगर हम हमारे बच्चों के पापा अगर पीटीएम मिस कर दें तो बच्चों को याद नहीं रहता. मैं एक पीटीएम मिस करा, मेरा बच्चा मुझे सारा साल याद दिलाता है.
आई थिंक फिर हमारे से बच्चे को जेंडर सेंसिटाइजेशन करने में गलती हुई है.
हाँ.
अगर उसे लग रहा है कि मॉम की रेलेवेंस ज़्यादा है पीटीएम में,
हाँ.
तो फिर वो उसका ब्लेम तो हमारे दरवाजे पर ही है.
हाँ.
I mean, the child has to see parents both ways. He shouldn't have to see the mother as somebody who has to always show up, and the dad can get away with not
Skip
showing
it.
up.
Yeah, exactly.
So that I think is something that we've done. But I think schools also play their part in normalizing the fact that mothers must always show up. It's okay for dads not to come.
Not to show up. Yes, yes.
So I think schools are also oriented. Schools need to start being more aggressive and saying, look, we need the dads to show up. And when schools demand it, the parents will have to find a way to comply. We may not like it for the amount of juggling of our schedules it takes. But I feel that schools also need to start putting onus on parent-teacher meeting, not mother-teacher meeting.
Yeah. You're right. Although it's called parent-teachers only, but hota mother-teacher ही है half the time. But मम्मी की guilt का क्या करें?
I think you can rationalize the guilt. It will always be there because we are conditioned like that. But you can rationalize it by showing that you're proving and you're setting a new path for your son to see, your daughter to see. It's like, is a tigress guilty when she goes out hunting and hides her cubs and goes? Is she guilty of what? I mean, what is her guilt? Yeah. She's demonstrating how it is to live like a tiger. Yeah. She needs to hunt for them as well.
Exactly.
So we must always go back to our DNA of who we were before we became settlers. We were hunters and gatherers, right? We were hunting and gathering. Mothers and fathers were doing it together.
That's
and
so nice.
Did we just stop hunting and gathering because we had children? Yes, the partners chip in and pitch in. But we don't stop doing what we do because we have children. We do it with them. How are the kids going to learn? There was a school back then. We didn't even speak.
Absolutely.
They learn by seeing what the parents do.
Absolutely.
So I think genetically we're still in the jungle. We may have had all this 25,000 years of progress, but genetically we are still in the jungle. We are still hunters and gatherers. And that's our DNA. And we must never forget that.
और एंड में माँ ही शिकार लेकर आ रही थी और अभी भी हम
अगर वो लायनेस है तो बिल्कुल भी और टाइग्रेस भी
और अभी भी माँ चॉकलेट केक्स बना रही हैं एंड में करेक्ट वेरी नाइस ओके हाउ टू ये किसी फौजी ने लिखा होगा how to juggle between being a stay-at-home mother, living with in-laws while husband is away on field posting. I can answer that question.
Please
too.
do.
Because I've been there, done that. See, like Gul also said, best is to actually utilize your time. If you're not able to work or if you don't want to work, learn something. I have spent so much time, same like you. Whenever I've not worked, I've either picked up a skill, I went back to my painting, I joined an art class, or I did my beard. I even Gul, like she's studied, after she's got married, she's done her law. So there are so many things that to do from home while your husband is away. And I think you must use this time, read books और कुछ नहीं तो अच्छी किताबें पढ़ो, बहुत सारी करो. Online कितने courses होते हैं. I did.
Absolutely agree.
During COVID, all these open mics were shut. सारा कुछ बंद हो गया था. Most of these comedians, they started out with comedy classes. There were classes by writers, there were classes by theatre personalities. मैंने पकड़ के जितनी online class, सारे comedians के workshops मैंने करे online.
When did you start stand up, by the way?
I started in 2018 actually. And 2017, but बीच में एक साल का कुछ break था. But 2018 when we got to Delhi is when I got back to it aggressively.
Okay.
So मतलब regular open mics and all of that. So मैंने COVID में पकड़ के जितने comedians ने workshops करे, मैंने सबके workshops join करे. I did online courses. मैंने directors, theatre personalities के भी करे, सब कुछ करा. Public speaking भी कर लिया, सब कुछ. So utilize your time to learn.
Yeah, absolutely.
Learn. There's no time wasted. Okay. This is an interesting one. Why do moms don't support other moms? Like, why are our own mothers and mother-in-laws sometimes telling us, क्या करना है, काम करके काम होता रहेगा, बच्चे देखो.
I think it's conditioning, and maybe they did not have access to the level of empowerment that we have. You must not judge people for their actions and see them in our circumstances. Maybe go back to seeing their circumstances. They
Yes.
never had access, empowerment, choice, or on so many things. So they're well-meaning, but they're operating in the environment and from a time frame of when they were raised, and their outlook to life is a product of that. I feel we should discount that and see the good in them in terms of the support that they're able to give us.
Absolutely. Should moms' me time be made mandatory?
I think it's I would definitely say it should be made mandatory because I think we exhaust ourselves. And then there comes a, you keep getting stretched and stretched and stretched and stretched like rubber band. And then one fine day you snap. Right? So if one doesn't stretch oneself so much and you just take out time to read a book, do something that is just for you. And I feel exercise is a great antidote for that. I mean, if you take out that 1 hour for yourself, I mean, oftentimes my husband is around, he's like, let's work out together. I'm like, no. You do your own thing, I'll do my own thing. This is me. I mean, we used to do that together as well, but now increasingly I feel the need to protect my time alone. When exercise is one time that I can do it. When I run, I think, I talk to myself, and I encourage women to exercise because A, it makes them more resilient to the ravages of age, menopause and osteoporosis, and B, it gives you time with yourself, which nobody can interfere.
Absolutely.
And I think that's the greatest me time you can give yourself.
Point taken. I have to firstly listen to that and get back to my exercise, which I'm very lazy at. Okay, ये एक last सवाल from audience, very मजेदार सवाल. How to handle the biggest kid, the husband?
Ask the mother-in-law. She raised him. But jokes apart, I think we have to set boundaries, and those boundaries don't need to be set by aggression. If for example, there is something that needs to be done that the husband should do, you don't have to push him and nag him and make it happen. You have to find more creative ways of making them do their share without doing it for themselves and grumbling about it. Or being angry and then doing it, and just one good way would be,
he deserves his me time too.
Yeah, I think we should nudge them to a direction where they do their share, whatever it may be, even if it's a cup of tea, right? And I think most men in my, I don't have many experience in terms of, I'm only married to one person, but in generally, I like to believe that most men will rise to the occasion, even if their conditioning in childhood was against that. I know someone who was sort of brought up in a very traditional home and married to this girl who is very empowered, and the mother of this boy was quite taken aback when she asked him to load and unload the dishwasher and the laundry machine. And she stood and watched him do it, and the parents were quite taken aback that why is she asking our son to do that, because she'd come back from work herself. And he did it. It's that oftentimes we won't ask. The parents probably were more upset about it.
I'm sure.
than the boy himself.
I'm sure.
And over and up, I think if you just ask for help, they will always give you help.
I so agree.
It starts with changing a diaper. I've seen a lot of men raise their eyebrows when when my son was young and I would hold him and I was doing something, I'd be like, can you just change his diaper? And there would be like aghast look from people ki dad diaper badli karega? And my husband had no qualms about it. And in doing so, you're actually hopefully empowering the other person.
Absolutely.
Oh, I don't know how to do it. What do I do? Like, what does it have?
I'm talking about that in my
figure it out. Absolutely. It's not impossible. It's a diaper.
Diaper. I have a joke on that in my new stand-up video coming up, just on the diaper thing, that he almost got a standing ovation. It is like that.
First, there's shock. Usually there'll be shock from people, be like, oh, but like he's changing a
diaper. I know.
It's not rocket science.
Even Gul, like for example, these days a lot of moms are going for these solo holidays or girl holidays and all of that. Like even my cousins, where I also went with my bestie on my 40th birthday. The interesting thing is, husbands kitni bari travel kar rahe hain for work and whatever you're looking after. So when I went for a 1 week holiday, and even my cousin when she'd gone for a holiday, so all the moms were like, acha, तो अभी बच्चे अच्छा अमन दिखेगा अच्छा
उसके बच्चे भी
okay
हैं।
exactly
उसके
and
बच्चे
he
भी
didn't
हैं।
have a problem he
Yeah.
didn't even say
So
once
that's the whole thing. I think our
Yeah.
spouses, we must give our spouses more credit.
हाँ.
They will rise to the occasion if we let
Yeah,
them.
we let them.
We are only holding them down
Yeah.
and tying them down with strings and ropes. you don't do anything, I'll do everything.
I'll do everything वो तो होता है and I know my husband also you know sometimes it's like he you know I think we as women again think कि I'll do everything के चक्कर में we don't want the solutions coming from him and husbands are always solution givers and,
And that's the other problem. When you're feeling low, you don't want a solution.
that
You
is
want to be
also-
told it's all going to be fine.
it's okay you just want to vent it all
Yeah,
out
but they're like,
ये
इसको
करो।
ऐसे करना चाहिए. I'm like, that's not what I want to know.
I'm glad. I hope my husband hears this because that's another problem. हमेशा and then यार मुझे I can do it but just listen. वो नहीं वो कर सकते. चलो that was fun. Now a last quick rapid fire. So these are for you, Gul. Let's see. And you are the only person here, so you will be the winner anyway. And you will still get the prize. So irrespective of the coffee with Karan की एक ही जने को मिलता है. मेरे यहाँ सबको मिलता है prize. Okay, Gul. Let's go with the rapid fire. What is Gul's secret to juggle it all?
Exercise.
Great. Behind every successful man is a woman. So, who is behind a successful woman?
Usually her husband.
Fantastic. Great answer. Something you love doing with your son.
Cycling, running, Jenga,
Oh, lovely.
chess now.
Chess now.
You love.
Fantastic. Something you hated or still hate doing as a mom and you wish you could outsource.
I think when he was younger, before he graduated to normal food, the cooking khichdi part. Like, yeah. So, like, I should be doing better things. I should be playing with him. But COVID, we didn't have an option.
Interesting. Your me time essentials.
Usually read a book.
Okay.
Shut down all social media because that robs you of me time and how.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
Put on a candle and just
Chill.
have a cup of tea, look out of the window, look at green trees, look at plants.
Oh, wow.
Learning to garden now, so that's my new me time.
Acha, lovely. That's great. Your biggest challenge in trying to maintain a work-life balance?
I think I get in the way of myself. There's so much support in the environment. We just should sit back and just not let ourselves be overwhelmed by ourselves. Just look back and say, I've got all this. So take a pause, count all that you have going for you in terms of support and utilize that support.
That's so brilliantly said. And there's one thing that I also always say that वो कहते हैं ना औरत ही औरत की दुश्मन है. I say औरत पहले अपने आप की दुश्मन है.
बिल्कुल.
वो तो है. हम अपने आप को बहुत रोकते हैं. Something you do absolutely guilt-free as a mom.
I do pretty much everything guilt-free, really. I mean, something I do guilt-free as a mom, go for my fortnightly massage.
Oh,
I like to
lovely.
make it weekly and I like to try to do it when he's away doing other things like class or school. But
you don't never cut it out.
I try and do it once in. I bought a package. Na kya kare?
पैसे तो दे दिए. Great. We are glad you also think like that. Okay. And something, one time you felt super guilty as a mom. Anything you missed out of your son or something like that. Or sometimes, kids also make you feel guilty.
I had to take him for swimming trials at school, and unfortunately, I was traveling, so I couldn't. I mean, I felt pretty bad about that he was by himself out there doing the trials.
Okay. One tip you want to give to moms trying to get back to work?
I think make sure your skills remain current. Just because you've taken a break from work doesn't mean you have to take a break from learning and making yourself relevant and current to the existing environment from a work standpoint. It's very, very important you remain constantly learning, agile, and make sure your skills are constantly updated.
And one tip that you want to give to all moms out there is irrespective of working, not working. Like I say, all women are working, some are paid, some are not paid, but women in general.
We should be role models for our children in terms of how to react and respond under pressure, in anger and in difficult times. Because the good times are easy to emulate, but how they will respond in difficult times, under stress, under pressure, in anger, is what they need to learn, and only we can teach them. So watch yourself in difficult times.
Great.
And be a role model.
Fantastic. And Gul, last question. What makes you so proud of the Gul that you are?
I'm not sure I'm proud, but I like to give myself a pat on my back before I sleep every night by listing out all that I managed to do against all odds. Sometimes,
Lovely.
just making it somewhere on time is an achievement. So I like to count little achievements on every given day. It's not about big achievements. It's always about little small accomplishments. So I would call them accomplishments. I'm proud of my accomplishments on a day-to-day basis. I showed up here on time. I didn't keep you waiting. That's an accomplishment.
Yes.
So, we don't have to always chase the big goals. Definitely chase the big goals. But the bigger goals are enabled by little achievements and little accomplishments on a daily basis, because that's the fuel that keeps you going.
That's fantastic. And I think absolutely the little things make it big one day. And you've got to be grateful for all of them.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Gul, for being here. And you've been such a wonderful, charming guest. And rapid fire तो आपने जीत ही लिया है. तो मेरे podcast का छोटा सा tradition है. जो भी rapid fire जीतता है, उसको एक छोटा सा.
Thank you so much.
That's
That's so generous. It's a painting you made. Now that I've discovered
it's a print of a painting I've made. Yes. So I thought
of a painting. Lovely.
I thought you also from Punjab, so you would appreciate this little laltan जो हमारी पुरानी
Yes.
की हवेली में होती थी.
Beautiful. Thank you, Harpriya.
Yes, you're most welcome.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for coming here, Gul. I really do appreciate your time, and you're such a busy person, and you showed up for my podcast and on time.
Thank you.
Kudos to that. Thank you so much. What an honor to meet you.
Thank you,
today.
Harpriya.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ask mommy anything, मम्मी को सब पता है. रात भर क्यों जागते हो, फोन में क्यों झांकते हो, काम से भाग के तुम गेट को लांघते हो. Dating apps, Google Maps, yo का latest rap, sushi की रेसिपी करती मैनेज कैसे भी. Ask mommy anything, मम्मी को सब पता है. बस पासवर्ड याद नहीं रहता.